kosher kitchen, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and today's topic is the waters of Torah. And it says, it is clear that through the Shmiras Haloshon, one saves himself from transgressing thousands of sins each year, literally. Moreover, in the place of these potential sins, one earns for himself thousands merits. Let us suppose that a given individual begins to exercise caution in the matter of speech and thus refrain from speaking on average 10 forbidden words per day. Okay, it's reasonable, right? 10 forbidden words per day, which he otherwise would have spoken. This means that each year he exercised self-control in not speaking more than 3,000 forbidden words. The Talmud states one who sits and does not commit a sin is given reward equivalent to that of one who performs mitzvah. It's from Kiddushin Torah 9b. Above, we have cited Midrash, quoted by Vilna Gaon, that the reward for refraining from speaking forbidden beyond the comprehension of angels. One who has a fixed daily Torah study session, the quality of Shmiras Haloshon can ensure that his learning is not interrupted by idle chatter. Aside from the sin of speaking Lashon Hara, the sin of Bittul Torah, unwarranted disruption of the Torah study, is the most severe. To disrupt one's Torah learning shows a lack of the regard for the greatness of the mitzvahs, and causes one's learning to be fractured and lack of power and accomplishment of continuous study. And we're going to explain all of this, BeEzrat HaShem. In the sphere of the Torah study, half hour plus half hour does not equal 1 hour. Torah study is a prime antidote against the impurity wrought by sin, including that of Lashon Hara. Sifre in Dvarim 11:22 likens Torah study to the waters of mikveh, which purify. It follows that just as a mikveh purifies an impurity which encompasses the entire person, so too does the Torah purify, even if one begins it's totally immersed. If one being is totally immersed in the morass of sin. Right, so power of the Torah. However, just as a mikveh purified only when there is no chatzitza, interposition between person's body and the water, so too can the purifying effect of the Torah elevate the person only when he is totally immersed in his study. Okay, so as we can see, it's a lot of information here, many different concepts. So let's try to explain 1 second. Okay, and it says the word of the Torah again from the beginning, and we try to explain BeEzrat HaShem. It is clear that through the Shmiras Haloshon, one saves himself from transgressing thousands of sins each year, literally. Right, so as we're going to see the calculation, and it's very reasonable calculation. 10 words a day, right? Very reasonable. So of course, some people say much more than 10. Many more than 10 words a day, right? Maybe hundreds, right? Moreover, in a place where of these potential sins, one earns himself thousands of merits. So, and every time, as we're going to see, we don't act on a sin, we actually acquire merit. Let us suppose that a given individual begins to exercise caution in the matter of speech and thus refrain from speaking on average 10 forbidden words each day, which otherwise would have spoken. So 10 words, as I said, it's very reasonable. This means that each year the self-control is not expressing more than 3,000 forbidden words. Okay. 3,000 forbidden. The Talmud states one who sits and does not commit a sin is given reward equivalent to that of who performs a mitzvah. Kiddushin Torah 9b. And this we need to explain. So meaning if a person had an opportunity to sin and nothing was stopping him from sin, accept his freedom of choice, because he chose maybe in this specific day, or even in the past he made all of the right choices, and he moved in his Bechira level, this free choice level, to the upper to the upper echelon. So now, meaning these lower sins like promiscuity and others do not bother him anymore, right? So, and like in this case, he's still going to get reward for every time he did not look where he could have, right? Or any time he did not act where he could have. Right, so a person is going to get reward, or him or she. That's her. That's amazing. So it's only in Judaism like this. It's only in Torah, right? Other people, like if you come to government and say, I didn't cheat on taxes. Well, what is Social Security? You said, okay, let us see. Like nobody's going to give you reward, and even when check, yeah, you pay all the taxes and you even overpaid, but nobody's going to reward you. Right? Hashem is not like that. Not like these people. Right? He pays us for not sinning, which is amazing. Above we have cited Midrash quoted by Vilna Gaon that the reward for refraining, speaking, and forbidden beyond the comprehensions of the angels. Right? That's what we said. So it's what was the quote? So Vilna Gaon said that the light that person deserves, I think in Olam Haba, for not speaking this Lashon Hara and Tehillim is like higher than these angels can comprehend. Right? It's very interesting. Right? So a Jew can achieve a higher level than the angels, guaranteed. If she wants, we work on ourselves. For one who has fixed daily study sessions, and equality of Shmiras Haloshon, can ensure that his learning is not interrupted by idle chatter. Okay. So here, Chofetz Chaim combines two very interesting things, right? So first, they fix daily Torah study session. So no matter what, we're going to learn no matter what. Unless, of course, there is exception in a life, but this exception call exception, right? Because the exceptions, they happened only a few times a year, maybe. BeEzrat HaShem, maybe often, but not much more than that, right? So if a person has a fixed daily Torah study and the quality of Shmiras Haloshon, meaning not to speak like Shmiras Haloshon, meaning that the person is purifying himself, so she could purify herself. There's no need for them to gossip, right? That they involved in the Torah study, right? And for example, as we explained earlier this week about studying between husband and wife. So if they don't study, she's going to say what the neighbor did. What she did, was she wearing, not wearing, how she handled her kids and yell at them and curse them, all of it, like when husband comes home, like it's only normal, because that's all what's going on all right in her life. But when they study Torah and they try to exercise, as it says here, quality Shmiras Haloshon, meaning watching your tongue, right? Right, so in this case, the Torah study can be blessed, right? Not be interrupted by idle chatter. So even if it's not, it's like because one leads to another, as we said on Monday when we learn Rambam, right? You start from idle chatter, like how's weather, how's this, how's that, and then comes like excessive talking. Right? We said excessive talking is going to bring person to Lashon Hara, guaranteed. 100%. It's only a matter of seconds. Sometimes minutes, but most likely seconds. Okay, so that's a big blessing, right? Aside from the sin of speaking Lashon Hara, the sin of Bitul Torah, right? Unwarranted disruption of the Torah. So if people, while they sit to learn, right, and they start like chatting, like just change the subject from learning to something else. First of all, is if they speak Lashon Hara, sin of Lashon Hara, but even bigger than this sin, or bigger on the same level, is Bitul Torah, when neglecting the Torah study. Like you already said from from 8:15 to I don't want to take our class, but from 7 to 8 you're going to learn. So like you already said, it's a holy time of studying Torah. So what are you doing? You chit chatting, right? And Hashem said that I'm not going to forgive these people who interrupt the Torah study. Right, and it's terrible. Some people like when they come into groups and everybody needs to state their opinion. Just can you just listen? Or who cares about your opinion, right? So like a lot of time in this study group is wasted unless there is a leader, and he said and he represents the material. If somebody asks the question, he answers the question. But if he tried to do equality, the democracy, it's a waste of time. Absolutely waste of time. Okay. He needs to entertain anybody, so it's a waste of right. So it's a bittul Torah, right? So and when person behaves like that, so it says here to disrupt one's Torah learning shows lack of regard to greatest of the mitzvahs, right? The learning of the Torah equal to all of the mitzvahs combined, right? When person like disregarded, that's very bad, right? Mitzvahs, and causes one learning to be fractured and lack of power of accomplish the continuous study. So when, as we said a few times in the past, when a person learns continuously, it's much more like he or she can achieve much more results than they do with stops. Stops, I don't know, like go get a drink, go to the restaurant, go this, go that. So chit chat, like and answer the phone, answer only one text message, right? Whatever people do. So that's this fractured Torah study is nothing. So I mean, in order to get back on track, they have to like take some time. Sometimes people do not care; they just continue reading. And I had these issues with summer. So I said, can you explain what it says there? Person has no idea. Like he's leading the class. I know better what it says. How is it possible? How is it possible? Because a person like does all of this, a million things at the same time, which is absolutely wrong, right? So this, the curse of this fractured study is the person is not going to know material. It's not going to be like a layer, as we always say, in layers in his memory, right? It's not going to create this base. Right. So as he said. In the sphere of Torah study, half an hour plus half an hour is not equal 1 hour. So 1 hour uninterrupted is much higher, like in a spiritual value than half an hour and half an hour. Of course, if person does not have time, or only half an hour, like before the prayers, let's say, and half an hour instead of his break, he has 45 minutes break, and he takes the half an hour after this 45 minutes to learn. That's amazing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about that person has a study session 1 hour and splits it in 2 or 3 or 7. Right. Torah study is a prime antidote against impurity wrought by sin, right? So the only way the only cure to all of this spiritual and physical maladies, especially spiritual, but physical depends on spiritual, right? Is studying the Torah. So the more a person learns the true Torah from the right teacher, from the right book, so he become aware of the sin, and he wants to abandon the sin if everything presented in a proper fashion, right? And including sin of Lashon Hara. Like some people, somebody asked me this week or last week all about the Lashon Hara, but I said, why do we need that? Like, what are you going to accomplish? Okay, let's say, I mean, whatever person said is actually was permitted. Well, the question is yes, but why? Why would you not ask something more important, like productive to your life? That's the problem. Okay. So the Sefer in Dvarim 11:22 likens Torah study to waters of the mikveh, right? So more like waters of mikveh, which purify the person. Right. So just as water of the mikveh purify the person from all of the impurities. Right, so it's a Torah study, like Torah can compare to water. So a person dives into this mikveh and he becomes purer, like a totally different person. And you see, all of us can compare ourselves, like from to the time, like when we, for example, people in this class, for example, just think about it yourself, like before you start learning together, we start learning together, and now, I don't know, 6 months, 1 year, whatever, like 3 months, even, and you can see this higher achievement, right? Higher spiritual status. Why is that? Because of the Torah purity. Okay. However, just as the mikveh purify only when there is no chatzitza, interposition between a person and the body, right, and body in the water, so too can purifying effects of the Torah elevate a person only when he is totally immersed in the Torah study. Again, totally immersed, meaning that whatever time they have, they completely dedicate to Torah study. And of course, as our sages say, if somebody comes to deep in the mikvah to purify himself, and he is holding sheretz. Sheretz was one of these animals, right? That makes 7 animals, I think, 5 animals, I don't remember. That make a person impure. So if person like a rat or something, right? If he dips in the mikvah, so he's clean, but he's still holding rat in his hand. Like how does it help? That rat, right? So that rat. So how does it help? So same, they say a person who is shy, like they like learn the Torah, but they still have this impurity, they have this big sin that they cling to. So like it's not going to help. No mikvah is going to help. Okay, so we stop here. So let me see if you have any question on what is very interesting. Okay, so there is a question on the topic, and it says, right, since the Torah is antidote to all maladies, for sure, is it ill person allowed to study Torah while their physician ordered rest? Could this person rebel against their family and physician and study Torah early in the morning when has time? Okay, that's a very good question. So let's try to understand. Since the Torah is antidote to all of maladies, and as we said, to physical and spiritual, because they're all interconnected, right? Is ill person is allowed to study Torah while physician order rest. Could this person rebel against their family and physician to study Torah early in the morning? I think so, because physicians they do not understand the Torah value, right? That's the thing. So they do not understand. So there is nobody to consult with, right? So they don't believe in spirituality. They don't believe basically in anything. So we have to do what we have to do. And of course, like it has to be comfortable. Like if somebody get a headache, like when somebody is laying in the bed, it's not so easy to read the books, right? You need in a proper position, right? But at least listen to the Torah study. What's the problem, right? So today we are blessed with audio and video, so that's I think is the solution. So physicians say. Physicians also give the time or how long a person is supposed to live, right? Sometimes that's what it says. The best of the doctors are going to Gehinnom, right? I'm sure all of you heard of this expression. So it said the best of the doctors are about the worst. The worst, needless to say, because they're arrogant. But the best because they're arrogant, because they've been able to help other people. So they think it's up to them. They decide who is going to be cured, who is not going to be cured, who is going to live, who is going to die. And that's why they're going to wherever they're going. Okay, so we stop here.